You're tuned into Tackle Fanatics TV, and in this episode of TFTV, you get a chance to check out Century's C2-Ds.
The Century C2 has been a huge seller for us since we introduced it to the range a few years back, and we were inundated with requests from C2 owners, C2 customers, that they wanted a big brother for the C2, a real long range weapon. So enter the brand new Century C2-D. We've used a lot of the same materials with this, some clever angular fibre as well alongside the existing C2 fibres, the HPR resin, the anti-twist technology. It's a real no compromise weapon this. It's got everything that we could throw at it. It's an absolute beast of a rod, 13 foot 3 3/4 pound only. No 12-foot version of this. It is a real out and out long range rod, but it's got some very, very clever features as well. More and more these days we were seeing the use of shock leaders that were getting banned at a lot of waters, not just across the UK but across Europe and across the world really, you know, for carp safety. There's barely a place where you're even allowed to use a couple of feet of lead core now, let alone a 50 or 60 pound braided shock leader. So we really had to try and create a rod that we could use not only in a situation where we could use shock leaders, but what's becoming more commonplace in situations where you're not allowed to use a shock leader. So that was the main design principle with this blank. We wanted something that was going to reduce crack-offs and make it very, very safe to use, so that you could use 12 and 15 pound line with 4-ounce leads and maybe a bit more, and hit it as hard as you want and fish at ranges of in excess of 120, 130 yards with no shock leaders, without the risk of line breakages and accidents and leaving rigs all over the lake and taking anglers out on the opposite bank and all the stuff that goes along with cracking off when you're using rods that are too powerful for your line. The C2-D really eradicates all of those problems. The blank's been designed in such a way so that those crack-offs will never happen, and it is an absolute masterpiece. As I've already mentioned, this is a real no compromise rod. Not only have we used the very, very, very best carbons, very best materials and very best resins available to us, we've also used some really, really nice high quality fittings. So we start down at the butt end, got this nice black shrink wrap abbreviated handle, tipped off there with a black aluminium anodised butt cap. It's very, very light, much lighter than the old stainless ones that we used to use. A little bit of red tip in there at the end of the black whipping. You'll see the finish on the blank is a 1K weave, same as the original C2, but this is what we call a 1K twill, so it's like a spiral pattern weave, so slightly different to the original C2. The reel seat, again, wanted to keep with the C2 theme, so we've gone with the Alps reel seat, and Alps have very kindly done us this really smart, custom, understated, matte black reel seat, which is hand laser etched in the factory with the C2 graphics. Little bit of EVA behind the reel seat, a little bit of EVA at the front just to streamline it and finish it off. Got the matching red tippings again and plain black whip in there, and then the 1K twill goes all the way down the butt section, and here's where you'll see something really, really special. These are titanium Fuji K guides, weigh absolutely nothing. We wanted to keep the theme the same as the original C2 where we used the steel K guides. We've now gone up to the titanium version, which, as you'll know if you know anything about titanium, it weighs next to nothing. So it's really taking the weight out of the rod, and especially taking weight from the tip section, which is what you need from a casting rod. And then past that, the plain back whippings and the 1K twill extends down to the first ring on the tip section there, and it's a 40 to 12mm Fuji K guide titanium ring set. Now we recognise that the K guides are not for everybody. Some people don't like them, some people think they're a little bit space age. So what we've also done is an identical rod, same build, same weave, same reel seat, but with a more traditional Century 50 to 16mm SIC ring set for the traditionalists out there. There really is something for everybody with this, but it is an out and out casting tool. We won't be doing a 12-footer in this for the guys that are asking. It is a 13-foot rod only. It's a tool to do a job. It's a long range rod, and we had real good fun testing this. We did some enormous distances, 160, 170 yards with monofilament, fishing straight through with no accidents and no crack-offs. And the guys, the beach anglers we gave it to give it a go with some low diameter braids, were breezing past the 200-yard mark. It's an absolute weapon, this rod. And if you're in the market for a long range rod, there's no beating the C2-D.
You've been tuned into TFTV. Tackle Fanatics are a premium Century stockist and offer a massive range of products at the best prices around. We also stock a vast selection of rods from all the leading manufacturers. To view our range, log on to www.tacklefanatics.co.uk. Remember, Tackle Fanatics offer finance to make your rod purchase more affordable. Tight lines and wet nets from everybody at TFTV.